Alrighty, everybody, what is up? Welcome back to another live stream on the channel here. In today's forecast slash live updates, we're going to be going over the significant shift in this winter storm. It has shifted north a lot. I will say that. But to go ahead and start us off here, we have got reports of snow of 7 inches around 7 p.m. today. This was a 3-hour snowfall time. That's how long this winter storm was occurring in the area that had 3 inches of snow. Let me go ahead and swap over to our... Let's see what camera we can swap over to. If y'all will give me just a second here. We're going to go ahead and swap over to our webcam. Alright. So yeah. But this is reports of on 1 South Calcium, Jefferson County, New York. A train spotter reports 7 inches of snow at January 22nd at 7 p.m. Eastern Central Time, which was 52 minutes ago of the current time, at least at my location. So, like I said, nothing too crazy has been happening recently. This was a 3-hour snowfall event from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and caused 7 inches of snowfall. Welcome back, Storm Chaser 575. I am actually being able to live stream from my monitors again instead of just my laptop. So now it has a 20-second stream delay instead of 15-second like my laptop does. So trying to check out all the active reports right now. But there is like lots of reports, especially around the New York area. 5 southeast. This is Black River, Jefferson County, New York. A train spotter reported snow of up to 8 inches on January 22nd at 7:10 p.m. Eastern Central Time or Eastern Standard Time. This was a 24-hour snowfall event. So, yeah. Let me go ahead and try to set up this other scene over here real fast. And once we get it set up, it'll be good to go. But it is not up. It's not set up yet, so it is not good to go yet. I thought I completely changed this whole scene here. Apparently not. I don't know why it didn't save. Let me try to find it real fast. I'm not sure. Alright, we're going to go ahead and swap over to this scene right here. So this right here is currently our precipitation type. I sewed and looked at all my alt accounts. How many alt accounts do you have? Thanks, seriously though. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into our forecast slash updates here. So yeah, currently we have, this is what is happening right now all across the United States. It's not actually Friday as it's showing, but yeah. If we go ahead and move on a few, okay. If we go ahead and move on later on into tomorrow, which we are less than 24 hours away from this winter storm hitting. So yeah. I'll try to get a video out tonight and in the morning. I am sick though, so I do apologize for my voice. I know I do this a lot in my streams, but if y'all could give me just a minute here, that would mean the world to me. So, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to put you on this scene. And I'll be back in just a minute. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave y'all on this scene, and I will be right back in just a minute. I'm going to go grab a drink because my throat is hurting right now. Yeah, yeah, I should be too, but I'm gonna be live as much as I possibly can. But since I am in the system, I'm in the parts of northern Alabama. I think this system is probably just missing you. I'm not too sure where in Georgia you are, but I'm gonna get all the ice of this. My dad actually just pulled back up at my house with a generator. Thanks, thanks, thanks. I hope you get better too. 7, but 3 are locked out. All right, well, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab a drink, and yeah, so just hold for me here. Okay, guys, I don't know what happened. I'm gonna be completely honest. Um, so what I do here is I have on my Streamlabs, I have one screen here that shows what I'm about to transition to. I have another screen here that shows what I am live right now with. I tried to cut off my webcam so I could go, but my webcam was on the whole entire time. Didn't realize that. I got distracted talking to my dad. He got home. So I'm still for the best here. All right, Pete. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a detailed breakdown of what it's looking like for you right now. But thanks for joining in, Pete. You're not supposed to get anything. Oof. I'm gonna go ahead and swap over to the webcam real fast. And I'm gonna head over here to Pivotal Weather. I'm gonna take a look at what Pete is gonna be getting. Make sure my microphone audio is all the way up. So, Pete, like I said, or like you said, you're in Sevierville, Tennessee. So I know where you're at. You're up here in like the Gatlinburg area, I think. I think that's where that's at. Hold up, wait. Hold up. I feel like I know where you're at. I think that's where Gatlinburg. Like I said, I'll post a video tomorrow morning about this. Maybe even one tonight. I'll post a YouTube short tonight, probably. So, let's see here. Sevierville, Tennessee. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know where you're at. I was there not too long ago. I was there back in November. Alright, that's cool. I'll check out where you're at. So I'm going to go ahead and swap over to... Let's see here. We're going to go ahead and swap over to this scene. So I want to take a look at... The GFS model is not always correct with these winter storms. So I'm going to take a look at the European model, honestly. The GFS is normally only correct with winter storms, especially in the south, as the south is more of that uncertainty area. So it's more like the GFS is more accurate with winter storms as we move on into the day of the storm. So yeah, here's the European model. This is what it will be looking like tomorrow about 6 p.m. Everything's starting to pop up in Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas. You'll get a little bit of snow, Pete, if you want me to be completely honest with you. You'll get a little bit of snow at the beginning, and then a whole bunch of ice. Yeah, like, literally, if we zoom in on this, the whole state of Tennessee here is pretty much covered in ice, and then there's some rain, and freezing rain. But a little bit of snow on the more western sides of Tennessee, but as we move on into, like, Saturday, around the evening time, is when you will start to get... It's when you will start to get slammed by ice. Okay, new report just in 15 seconds ago from Monroe County, New York. A COOP observer reports snow of 1.60 inches at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So we'll take a look at that in just a minute. But yeah, you're gonna have a You're going to have a lot of ice, Pete. I will say that. So just make sure you're being very careful. Make sure not to fall. Don't slip and fall. Yeah. And then, what was I going to say? Make sure that you stay off the roads, as black ice will be a pretty big concern, honestly, for areas like Sevierville and Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge and all those areas. So like I said, Pete, make sure to be careful when you're out there driving. Just make sure you stay safe. Hope your trip is doing good so far. What are you going to do there? Well, you're obviously going to be snowed in, but yo, what's up? What's up, Broncos fan? If you're just joining in, make sure to go ahead and like the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We just hit 5 likes on the stream. Thank you so much. I know it may not be a lot, but 5 likes in the first 29 minutes is pretty absurd for what my channel has been recently. We just hit upwards of 60 subscribers, so make sure to keep us going up. So, yeah, it's completely free for you to subscribe. All it does is help me be able to continue doing this as like a full-time, more of a full-time thing for y'all. It helps me continue to do it. But yeah, ice will be a big concern for parts of Tennessee, especially around Sevierville, Pete. So make sure, like I said, you're staying safe, stay indoors. If you go outside, make sure you are definitely bundled up. But I want to go ahead and swap over to our total snowfall in the European model. If it will load. Thanks, StormChaser575. Y'all can engage in chat. Not really engage, but like, you get what I mean. I'm trying to hop on my live stream to make sure everything's looking good. We just hit 65 subscribers, actually. Thank y'all so much. We're gonna go head over here, head to here. Alright, had to pin your message. Alright, here we go. Here's our total snowfall from the European model, which is more accurate than the GFS model, in what I believe at least. So, yeah. And as we move on later on into Friday, around noon into afternoon hours, that's when the snow will really start to pick up for parts of like Oklahoma. So Weston's probably not in here. It won't be on again until 9 or 8, most likely for me. Okay. I don't really know what you mean, but so yeah, snow will start to fire up in parts of Oklahoma. Some schools will most likely get out for snow, potentially in parts of very northern Texas Panhandle and parts of the Oklahoma Panhandle. Might get out of school around noon, so it might just be like a half a day. This is Central Standard Time, though, so I'm not sure Texas has the same time. No, Texas is actually a few hours ahead of us, I think. Or behind us. I don't know. I don't even know. I'm in Central Time, so I don't know what Texas and Oklahoma is. But yeah, this is what things are looking like right now. I have a late practice tonight. Oh. Whoa. What time is it where you live? I will say, guys, I will be setting up a time lapse of this winter storm rolling in to parts of northern Alabama. So if you want to see that, make sure to go ahead and subscribe. It'll be posted as shortly after this winter storm hits. Yeah, that's actually correct. Storm Chaser 575 looks more active for me next week. All right. So this is what total snowfall rates are looking like in the European model. If you're just tuning in, my name is Cruz Haynes. I'm a trained meteorologist. I went through an online meteorology class for Arkansas, from Arkansas State University. I'm not in college yet, obviously, but I went through the same class as what they did, but it just wasn't as advanced. Okay, sorry about that. Make sure to go ahead and like and subscribe if you haven't already. This is what our total snowfall rates are going to be looking like. This storm has taken a huge shift up to the north, but this is what things are going to be looking like. Snow starts to fire up around Norman and Oklahoma City, in Oklahoma, obviously, into parts of Arkansas, into parts of like Little Rock, Arkansas, and this will bring a pretty good amount of snowfall actually to parts of eastern Oklahoma and into western Little Rock, Arkansas. And then this starts to move into Tupelo, Mississippi, which Tupelo, Mississippi will be getting a huge ice storm. And this is actually the biggest ice storm that we have seen since hold up. I forgot the date. This is actually going to be the biggest ice storm to hit Tupelo, Mississippi since the 90s. So this is going to be a pretty big storm, if you ask me. 6 people in here. Yeah, but it dropped back down to 5. So this is what snow totals will be looking like. This is obviously, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my cursor readouts here. If you're just tuning in, make sure to go ahead and like and subscribe. My name is Cruz Haynes. I'm a trained meteorologist if you're new here. We could be seeing up to 7 inches in parts of western Arkansas into eastern Oklahoma. So just parts of eastern Oklahoma City could be seeing up to 7, 6, 8 inches, 9 inches of snowfall, which is a decent amount of snowfall, especially for the areas like this that are getting higher temperatures. So yeah, this will start to creep into parts of northern Mississippi and northern Alabama as we move on into Saturday, January 24th, about 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then this will continue to move up through the Texas area. And then as we move on to Norman, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma City, this could bring up to, I'd say, upwards of 10 inches of snowfall, which, like I said, is obviously a huge amount of snowfall for these areas, as they have not been receiving. This is like the more hotter part of the United States that receives more hot temperatures. This does start to move into Tennessee, just the western sides of Tennessee. So if you are in Tennessee, don't get your hopes up too much. I apologize, Pete. You're going to have all the ice of it. I'm not even sure if I'm going to get affected by snow. But I want to get out of school so bad on Monday and Tuesday. It's crazy. I just don't like my school. Anywho, as we move on into like Monday and Tuesday, this is what the total snowfall rates will be looking like all across the United States. This is bringing some colder temperatures to. This is all driven by like a high pressure system coming down from like Wisconsin, Minnesota, which, as you can see, like right here, that is where this is sort of starting to come in down into, and that is keeping this area clear, while all this snow is going to be affecting the more eastern side, central eastern, but we'll get some huge lake effect snow around like the Great Lakes. I told y'all this has shifted north because the last time we saw this was all right here. So if you are in this, especially the ice, which we'll take a closer look at in just a minute, but this is what our total snowfall rates are looking like right now on the European model. I don't like looking at the European model, really, for like the ice and freezing rain. Okay, that's fine. It's perfectly fine. Storm Chaser 575. Do what you need to do. Let's see here. So, yeah, I'm going to have to switch back over to the GFS model, which I don't really like, because apparently you have to pay for the national blend of models. So, yeah. Report of a trained spotter is reporting 4.80 inches of snowfall in Kenmore, New York, in Erie County. This was reported at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So, yeah, if you were in Kenmore or Erie County, New York, you were getting a bunch of snowfall. Black ice will be definitely a concern. But we'll take a closer look into whatever that place is, Kenmore, New York, if you will give me just a minute here. I'm going to go ahead and swap over to this scene so I can head over to Kenmore, New York, and give you all live camera feed here. Kenmore. I'll try to be around when both of you guys are live tomorrow. Yeah, I'll try my hardest to be live tomorrow. I'm not too sure if I'm going to school tomorrow or not, but I am sick right now. Trying to find a good looking camera. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and swap over to the road camera here. So this is what things are looking like right now around the Kenmore, New York area. This is in Erie County. It's getting pretty windy. I will say that the cameras are starting to shake right now. These people probably need to slow down, I would say. I can't tell how fast they're really going because this is like a camera and it's harder to see. Yeah, I don't think it's too much because it's just Pivotal Weather. It's called Pivotal Weather Plus, but I'm not too sure what really occurs there. Okay, I'm going to go back through and read chat a little bit. I have not been able to really read it recently. Let's see here. 419. Really hope something changes with the ice forecast, hopefully, but I doubt it. Stay safe and off the roads. Get off school at 2. Get home around 3:30. Get food. Get lunch without power. All right. So yeah, like I said, this is that report of 4.8 inches of snowfall in Kenmore, New York. For now, we're gonna go ahead and switch back over to this scene so I can swap cameras real fast. So what I want to do is I'm gonna swap over to our second report, which is in Webster, New York. Thanks for keeping track. I love to see that y'all have got each other's backs. Alright, so we have some nice looking snowfall falling in Webster, New York, or Monroe County. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull up the camera footage here. So if you look around that light there, you can see some of the some of the winter storm and snow falling. There has been a co-op observer that has reported 1.60 inches of snowfall in this exact area right here 15 minutes ago. And it was today at 7:13 p.m. So this is what it's been looking like at that report. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. All right. Thanks for tuning in, Storm Chaser 575. You go do whatever you need to do. I'll try to join in your stream tomorrow. I'll be posting a video tomorrow morning, so make sure to go ahead and tune in for that. I'm not too sure if it will be a premiere, but make sure to go watch that video, leave a like, and yeah, I'll make sure to tune into the videos and streams. All right. Thank you. Have a good rest of your night. I hope this system starts to shift south, that way you can be involved in some stuff. and swap cameras here. Actually, no, I'm not. Go ahead and swap back over to this. Alright, so, like I said, we're back here at total snowfall rates. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the total freezing rain. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at our total freezing rain here. This is what things are looking like right now. Nothing too crazy. Even though it would be great content. Yeah, it would be. Bye. Alright. I hope it does impact you, though. Not, like, in a bad way, but, like, I hope you get some snow instead of ice. But this does sort of start to accumulate some freezing rain in parts of Texas, Wichita, Dallas, areas like that around. Thanks, Pete. Or not Pete. Thanks, Storm 6575. I will try to. So this is what snow is going to be looking like. Just some, not snow, freezing rain is going to be looking like. Freezing rain does start to fire up around Dallas, Texas, into Wichita, Texas. Then it starts to creep into parts of southern Arkansas, but doesn't really do much. Goes through parts of like West Monroe and Louisiana, through parts of Mississippi like Jackson, Tupelo, and then starts to move through parts of like Huntsville, Alabama, the Madison area. Then starts to move into the Muscle Shoals area, I think that's what it is. And then into parts of northern Georgia, into Atlanta. Because I can stay a little longer. Alright, that's fine. I'm into this stream in less than 10 minutes. Actually, more than 10 minutes, really. But it's like a 4-minute outro song, so. We're at the 45-minute mark. I try to normally start the outro song at about 5:56 or so. 5:56 or 5:57. But then the freezing rain starts to creep into your area, Pete, which all the freezing rain has sort of started to shift north. It was in Birmingham, Alabama a few days ago, but Pete, I'm just hoping that you'll stay safe. It starts to move into parts of northern Georgia and into parts of northern South Carolina. And into North Carolina, into Virginia, to parts of Pikeville, Kentucky, I believe that's what that is. Into parts of Nashville, Tennessee, Houston, DFW. But this is what our total freezing rain will be looking like as we move on into Tuesday. So nothing too crazy really will occur. But still something to keep an eye on, definitely. Let's see here. What else should I look at? Let's see here. I'm trying to switch over to our high pressure system so I can show you all the high pressure systems driving this system, keeping this area safe from snow. If it will load, I really apologize, Pete. I'm trying to get it to load. It's literally not loading. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is what our height change is looking like. Otherwise known as the high pressure system and low pressure system. So here's that high pressure system starting to hover over parts of Minnesota and the Dakotas, while we have some snow over Maine and stuff. Or I keep saying snow. I've got snow on my mind. That's a low pressure system. The blue's getting to me. I've seen so much blue over the past few days. It's crazy. And my whole room is blue, literally. Everything's blue in here, I feel like. But this high pressure system right here does start to sort of move down into the south. And that is what is keeping this area safe right here from all the snow and ice. But it's pushing all of that to stay sort of down in the south. But it's sort of once it kicks off right here, it'll start to move up to here. And then this is sort of just rearranging it and readjusting it to go up here, off to the northeast. So if this were to continue moving south, it would either keep this system to flow like this, like this, or either just stay in the south and move off of the Carolinas. But instead, this is just bringing a huge amount of snow to the northeast and mainly the central eastern parts. Got about 5 minutes left on the stream before we have to end it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and change over to our Jetstream here. I haven't looked at Jetstream in so long. But after this video, I'm going to try to pump out a quick little YouTube short, and then I will make a long form video tomorrow morning, obviously. I'm not too sure if I'm going to school or not, but gotta get to current times. Let's see here, what time is it? It's about 7:36 p.m. right now. So 6 p.m. will be the closest to what we have right now. So this is what things are looking like right now. Got this low pressure system over here just off of the coast of California. Snow and freezing air, colder air, just hovering over parts of the eastern side of the country. I can't wait until I get a screen pen drawer thing. I'm not sure if I can draw on just the pure images, but you never know. But as we move on into later tomorrow, this is what is going to be driving this system. Page went unresponsive there for a second. All right, Pete. Why can't this thing move? All right. So it starts to move in Saturday, obviously. This is what will be driving it. Right here, more of the pinkish area. Still that massive amount of colder air and Arctic air just hovering over the northeast, which will make these conditions more favorable for the snow and ice to stick, especially up in parts of Pennsylvania, New York. So if you're looking for a chaser, I recommend either PA Storm Trackers or David Motley, or not David Motley. Whoa, sorry Dylan Motley if you're watching that. Dylan Motley, otherwise known as Moderate Motley on YouTube. I know for a fact Mark Payton will be chasing in this. Storm Chaser Chad, all the bigger chasers that you know of will most likely be chasing in this. And then this starts to move off of the coast, eastern coast, as we move on into Tuesday and Wednesday. Like I said, make sure to go ahead and go subscribe to Moderate Motley on YouTube. I use his feed on my live streams. So, yeah, just huge thanks to him for letting me do that. So make sure to go ahead and go subscribe to him, like his channel. Or make sure to go subscribe to his channel, like all of his videos and streams and stuff. Make sure to tune into his channel. You can search him up again at Moderate Motley. So make sure to go ahead and check him out. But yeah, now I'm going to go ahead and get into the little prepping situation thing here. As I only have about 2 minutes left. 2 to 3 minutes left before I have to get into my outro. So, yeah. I'm trying to pull up one thing real fast. I need this thing to load. Alright. I definitely spelled what y'all are about to see wrong. Just hang in there with me. Alright, so now on to the safety and preparation part. Like I said, make sure you go ahead and get like a generator, have all the essentials that you need to stay warm. Get a space heater if you don't have one already. Make sure to have everything that you can possibly think of to help keep you warm. Get some foods that doesn't need to be refrigerated, as power outages will be definitely a big concern in this. If you're new here, my name is Cruz Haynes. I'm a trained meteorologist. Post videos daily, and I will most likely be doing live streams daily as this winter storm hits. So yeah, that was pretty much all we had to talk about for today, but on to the safety and preparation. If you have a gas-powered generator, please do not leave it in your house or in your garage, as the fumes of carbon monoxide, I'm not sure what they call that anymore, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, so many different things that people call it now. Make sure you do not leave that in your house, as if you breathe those in, that is definitely not a good thing to breathe in. So make sure not to breathe that in. I guess that's the best I could say it. But yeah, make sure you go ahead and like make sure that you're getting all the essentials that you need and all that stuff, just to stay safe, as this will be definitely a big concern here, I guess. The power outages will. But yeah, I recommend that you get a generator if you don't already. Which you can go ahead and get like coolers, because if you get some coolers and you like put like all your food in it, all these snow and ice, you can just break it into chunks and throw it in your cooler, and it keeps all your food and essential drinks and food and like water and all that stuff. It keeps it all cold, I guess. Or you could even just throw like all your meats and stuff outside, and it will even just stay cold through there, I guess. But anyway, I really want to appreciate the Mods for Modding chat. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and until then, I will see y'all next time. I'll see y'all in the video tomorrow. Thanks for watching. As always, stay safe. Peace. Anyway, everybody, I will see y'all next time. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I appreciate Mods for Modding chat and watching. As always, stay safe. Grace, love, peace, and mercy. Make sure everybody stays safe in this winter storm. Have a good rest of your night. I'll be posting a video tomorrow morning and a YouTube short tonight. So, as always, thanks for